All right, what's going on, people? This is the Cornerstone Podcast. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the content. You'll find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. Man, what's up, cuz? How you doing? We back for another one. Chi Buddha, what's going on?
Going on?
Everything's good, man. Out to another week, man. Just got to go to work later today. I got the mid shift coming up this weekend, so it's going to be pretty busy for us with the kids. We got like a dinner scheduled with like another couple this weekend. So there's just so much stuff going on.
That's cool.
Yeah. So what brings us here for this specific content? Like, what did you want to talk about?
You know, so I got this thought one day that might one day be considered a solution to a lot of these failed marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I've been looking at the stats. You know, they say that first marriages in the United States since 1970 are about 50%. That's a lot of divorces. But they say the second time it gets up to 67%.
Mm-hmm.
And the third time, 74% of all third marriages fell into divorce.
Do you know the stat of who's initiated those divorces?
They say that 70% of women initiate those divorces.
Yeah, some is 70, some is 80. Yeah, so that's 70-80% range that women are initiating.
Yeah, you know, 10% is always a good buffer.
Yeah, margin of error. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to talk about a hypothetical in case society ends up giving marriage licenses a expiration date. I don't think it ever is going to happen because divorces are big business for divorce court and also family court if children are involved. I don't think that they will ever change that type of standard operating procedure in regards to whenever marriages end. That's when they make their money. You know, lawyers make their money. You know, the state makes their money because they get a cut of that child support. I'm not sure if they get a cut of the alimony. If men would have to happen to pay those alimony payments, I'm not sure if the state gets a cut of that. But I know that the state gets a cut of the child support if the man was to kind of, you know, divvy out monthly payments for that.
You know, I'm glad you said that because I did look this up as well. See, in this country, we live in what they call systems. Everything is a system. And the family court and child support system is one of the worst systems that we have in this country. It's funny how, as a child, you get a learning permit before you can actually drive on your own. So I think that new couples who want to be married should have a premarital license for 2 years for that living with the person, dealing with their day-to-day issues, whether or not you like each other after 2 years and want to get married, so then you can start having children. I mean, at least with a permit before a marriage license, you got permission to court someone properly without your parents all in your business. You just get to figure out who that person is for 2 years with a permit, and then you go get your marriage license.
They already have that already.
So they have a premarital agreement for people where they can live together and not be married for 2 years.
It's called the engagement process.
Yeah, but the engagement process isn't a legal process, though. It's just word of mouth.
Right, I get it, but if you're gonna have people go through this hypothetical 2-year premarital
license.
license process, a lot of marriages probably won't happen.
Exactly. And you know what? A lot of them shouldn't happen because they're getting divorced 50% anyway. So I mean, it's like a test drive. You go for your test drive. If you don't like what you're driving, you move on to something else.
I mean, get it. I get
without,
it.
but this is the important thing. Without having children, because they are affected by every divorce.
I mean, people don't need marriage.
Affected by them.
People don't need marriage to have kids. I mean, 70% of kids born in the United States is pretty much kind of like out of wedlock.
Correct.
So you don't need the marriage per se, but I would say that, like, if you want a community to change in your favor, because we all know about the stats about how kids grow up in nuclear families turn out to be like a lot better than single-headed female households for the most part. And their stats are saying that single male households, those kids turn out a whole lot better than the female-headed households.
Well, and that's because you got the disciplinarian in the house, and now someone is letting you do what you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. That's validity to that. But as far as the way that our communities are looking across America, like I said, previous podcasts, how when you go through these communities, it is a live action broken windows theory where you got manicured lawns and trash and it's like a bunch of renters in a high concentrated area. People not really owning their real estate. They're not owning their homes. So there's not a sense of pride of where you're living at. So to me, in order to inflict real change, you have to put some skin in the game by getting married, having that nuclear family, having two people come into one and build wealth the old-fashioned way, and then passing down that wealth to the kids. That's the best way for our next generation to advance compared to for like the past 50 years since the 1970s.
Right. Well, so we can go also to giving young men and young women the proper training about being in a relationship and what that relationship entails. Most men think the only thing they have to provide is money, because money gets everything supposedly. And a lot of women these days feel like they just have to look pretty and lay on their back. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why you got these divorces going on, because you got men who think they got the power because they got the money, and women who think they got the power because they got the honey pot. And us bears like to eat out of the honey pot.
It comes down to home training. For the past 50 years, with these single parent households, you have men or boys that don't know how to kind of like submit to male authority. And you have girls that don't know how to pursue a man. They don't know how to treat a man because like a man in a household wasn't there for them to kind of show them that unconditional love.
Right.
So if you fix the household, to me, that's when you're going to fix a whole bunch of other things in society. And whether it's going to be education, whether it's going to be economics, social things like the LGBT. To me, if you got competent nuclear families, I think the LGBT platform is going to decrease because they kind of thrive on this single motherhood, just like with the whole Black Lives Matter with their mission statement.
Well, of course they do. I mean, they're look, I'm glad you said that. Let me just throw something out here. We are in what they call, or what's considered, a sexual war right now. There is a war of the sexes for having sex. Sex is the number one topic. Sex is the number one topic.
In what context, though?
As far as, okay, so, I've told you before, and we've talked about this before. not only you have a lot of single women homes, you also have a lot of single lesbian women who have intentionally got pregnant by men with the intention of never being in a nuclear family.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying now is young men and young women, they need to, that engagement process, it needs to be something that's a legal process. And having a driver's license is a legal document saying that you can drive a driver's license. If you crazy as hell, why in the hell is she getting married to anybody? If you can't pass a psychological exam, if you can't pass a lie detector test, hell, if you can't pass a security clearance, why should a man and a woman be with someone that can't pass their clearances and can't have a license to do their job, which is to be in a relationship?
I mean, I get the spirit of what you're trying to say, but you got to open it up to other industries, just like the police. They got to be trained in the psychological manner and make sure that they're mentally fit for duty. If you're going to buy a gun, I think, to me, there should be mandatory hours that you got to train with that weapon every single year. But they really don't, do that for gun owners. As long as you can qualify for that FOI license, then after that, you're not obligated to like do any type of weapons training. You can just buy you can buy as many guns as you want, but you're not mandated to train in that weapon.
Okay, so let's get back to the marriage license. If you don't meet certain requirements, then you can't even get one. Like, say you got a young man that's 24 years old, and he likes this girl, and she's 20 or 21.
Okay.
It's funny.
What should be some benchmarks so what should be some benchmarks in order for that male to be qualified to get married to that female?
Okay. So a minimum savings account of $25,000.
What is a 22-year-old going to get $25,000 from?
A 24-year-old.
Okay, so all right, what is a 24-year-old going to get $25,000? How? Houseway.
One of my children, one of my children has more money than that in their account right now, and they're not even 21 years old.
Wait, who is this?
Well, one of my children.
Oh, okay, all right. Look, I'm saying, but that's an exception. But the average, the average American don't have like enough money for like a $500 emergency.
Right. So that means you ain't qualified to be married to nobody.
Okay, so it sounds like by the stats about how like the average American, they don't have $1,000 savings. They don't have like money for like a $500 emergency fund. It sounds like you damn near want to like abolish marriage, right?
Okay, so the number one reason why people get divorced in America?
It's not over money. Well, you know what? Money is the reason, because people people think it's cheating or any other infidelity. But yeah, it's kind of money. Yeah,
it's money.
It's money.
So if you don't have the money, then why should you be, as a man, okay? Because that's what we are. We're men. All right. As a man, if you can't take care of a woman, then why would you marry a woman you can't take care of?
I think it's easier for two people to come together when they're broke and kind of like build wealth organically, by, working, saving, investing. But what's going to throw a wrench into the engine is having kids too early. That's the key issue right there, is having kids early. But if two people in their early 20s decide to get married, they both broke, they got the opportunity to kind of like build together, save up for a house, move it to a better neighborhood, have better schools.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. And this is for the audience too. How many young, broke people got married and actually did that? They actually saved their money together. They purchased a home together. They built a home together.
Well, that's more of the Gen X and baby boomer generation. But, post 1970s, now that women have more access to jobs and education, they kind of want a ready-made man whenever they end up, ready to settle down.
Right.
Like
And
women
then
today
and
don't
then you
want
got
to build with a man like that.
right. But then you also mentioned about building wealth together. Most women, when they make their money, they consider that their money,
Oh
not
yeah, yeah,
our money.
yeah. That's true.
Right? It's not our money; it's
That's
their
true.
money.
Yeah,
A man's money is our money.
it's for the household, right? Yeah.
Right? It's for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're a man, you're supposed to provide for your wife and your children, no matter what.
Like everything, like food, the medical expenses, education
Insurance. I mean,
expenses,
all kinds
insurance,
of things.
everything.
Look, all these things are in my book. But I tell you, man, and I'm telling people, look, if you can't take care of a woman, then you have no business marrying her. And for all the women out there, if you got a broke ass nigga out there, why are you marrying broke ass niggas? Just plain out. If you're both broke, wait till you're not broke no more. Or meet somebody who ain't broke. Because everybody, so first we got the sexual revolution in this country. Everybody wants to play with everybody. And that's another reason why you need to wait 2 years before you get actually married. All right? It's like a process. Just like a driver's license, getting one is a process. Getting your FAA license, it was a process. They ain't just say you can start being an air traffic controller tomorrow. You went through a process. Marriage these days are not a process. It's just, you're cute. The sex is good. We look good. We're going to have beautiful kids. Whatever little BS that a lot of these people these days, and I'm guilty. I was saying that right now we're going through this sexual revolution, and it's brutal out here, man. I'm not talking about this just because I'm some god sitting up on a cloud. I've been through a lot of bullshit in my life, and most of it was making rash decisions or falling on someone because of their looks or because of their personality, but not necessarily the type of person they were. Or did they have my back and did I have theirs?
Mm-hmm.
If I would have spent 2 years with any of my exes, I would have never married them, and I never would have had to get a divorce.
Yeah, it sounds like you're leaning towards more of a Sharia law type of situation in regards to the way people should be courting and going through a process before getting married. Like, to me, in my opinion, I believe that every male that graduates high school, they got maybe 3 tracks that they should be on. Otherwise, they're going to be guaranteed to probably be going to a jail cell. I think that they should either go to the military, go to college, or go to a trade school. If you're not in one of those 3 tracks, then more than likely you're going to be, eventually going to jail.
Well, there's a fourth one too that people tend to forget about all the time, and that's one reason why we're failing as black people.
And what's that?
Start your own independent business.
I mean, yes, but you can still start a business while you're doing other things, while you're going to community college or taking up a trade. I mean, you still didn't generate income if you're going to try to start a business. How many people start a business?
I can tell you that my grandchildren, by the time they finish high school, they're going to have enough money to start a business if they want to. Hell, they want to start it before they finish high school. They can start it.
Yeah, but they got the benefit of being covered while they're in their pursuit of starting a business. So, they haven't graduated yet. So, right now they're in school. They're in high school, right?
Right. Well,
yeah.
In order to be qualified for a license, like you said, you got to, this is a process. You're growing up. I mean, even getting a gun permit license, everyone don't qualify. It's like everyone ain't qualified to be a husband or a wife.
Yeah, but time will tell with that. But you're just trying to preemptively, kind of avoid the pitfalls of divorce and possibly family court, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I don't know how often driver's license expires these days, but I know one thing:
I
if you
think
don't
every
go
four
get
years.
renewed,
I think every 4 years.
so every 4 years. So think about the first 4 years in most people's marriage, and they say 50% of all marriages fail.
I think the benchmark is probably the 7 year mark, if I'm not mistaken.
As far as what the safe zone.
Yeah, because I get the I guess there's a saying something about the 7 year itch or something like that. So, but I mean, me and my wife been married for it's coming up on actually 7 years.
Okay,
It's
so
coming
you
up on
got
eight
that
years.
itch.
It's coming up on 8 years. I mean, no marriage is perfect, so we have our battles in regards to the politics of male and female gender roles and this and that. So yeah, we always have our battles with that. So, but it's nothing that I would just say that I'm gonna automatically want to end a marriage over. I mean, I don't think she feels the same as well. I mean, it's just intellectual discussions that we have about what men should do, what women should do. I mean, it's a fun conversation for me because I mean, because to me, in my position, I pay 100% of the bills in the household, so I could have a conversation, any day. So I'm very comfortable with it. But if she was paying 50% and I'm paying 50%, I mean, I really don't have a leg to stand on as far as my extreme views. But yeah, she thinks that I'm a sexist, I'm a misogynist. But I was like, oh,
But she
okay.
but she loved you, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm paying the cost to be the boss. So sometimes I tell her, if you don't like it, there's 3 ways out of my house. That's the front door, the back door, and the garage. Pick one.
Damn.
Otherwise, stay here and just had a conversation. So, but it's all lighthearted though.
No, but and and like I said, for you, I mean, you got older. You got married when you were older.
I was 33 when I got married.
33.
Yeah.
And how long were y'all courting?
Uh,
Or say down south coating.
from the day that we met up until we got married, it was like 3.5 years.
So basically, y'all had y'all marriage license in the beginning for 3.5 years.
I mean, I won't call it a marriage license. I mean, we're filling each other out. I mean, within that 3.5 years, I mean, a portion of it was in our engagement, time zone. So,
Right. Look, all I'm saying, and like I said, this is all, a hypothesis here. Okay. Um, I just happen to know that if a lot of people had got married and their marriage license expired in 2 years and they had to go renew it, a lot of people wouldn't be down there at the courthouse to renew it.
you said
And
people
then they
won't
could
be
just
doing
walk
it.
their own ways.
You said people won't renew it.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that wouldn't go down there and renew it after 2 years.
Okay, so what's going to happen with the kids? I mean, like if you was to institute a expiration,
No kids. You can't have no kids in the first 2 years. It's about you and your spouse.
hey, I mean, dude, this is Sharia law.
That's not Sharia law. Sharia law doesn't say you can't have children after you get married.
No, well, when I say that in regards to like having this this Thor's hammer stance on, you better not have kids in these first 2 years of marriage.
No. Okay, look. Can women get drafted in the United States?
No.
But if you go to Israel, everybody in that country got to join the military for 2 years. Everybody.
That's kind of how I feel, but I think
unless
every
you have a
male.
physical disability,
Yeah.
or you're mentally challenged, you are going to spend 2 years in the military in Israel.
What if the male was the only child? Is he still permitted to join the military?
You know what? Let me look it up.
Because here for the draft,
I don't like to talk about it. I don't know.
because here for our draft, like if there's like a male only child, then more than likely he was exempt from being in the draft, or or enrolling in the selective service. I mean, I could be wrong, but that was my perception on how things were, especially during the whole Vietnam era. Yeah, I'm shocked to even hear that women and men they have to join the military for 2 years. So this is right after high school.
Yeah.
Okay, and
And look. We was in Haifa, Israel, taking a bus to the mall, and there was a bunch of female army soldiers, and they all had their little Uzi slung over over their shoulder, like they was carrying a purse.
now were they like allowed to have certain MOSs as far as their qualifications for like getting into certain fields while they were in the military, and can they parlay that MOS experience out into the private sector?
Okay, so look, so it says that they have an obligated service 36 months for enlisted men, 21 months for enlisted women, and 48 months for officers. So 3 years for men, 21 months, which is what, a year and a half for
less
women.
than 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, and 48 hours for officers. Okay.
Officers,
But this, I mean,
okay.
yeah, which makes sense. I mean, your officers are college educated. They just come off the street. So you want that investment a little bit more. Versus someone who just came off the street. Because I mean, you know how it was when you joined the Marines. It was a bunch of guys from all over the country, and half of them joined because they didn't have nothing else to do. Or they didn't want to go to college right away.
We was all mostly in the same age range. I mean, I would say 90% of us was right out of high school. It was a couple guys that was in their late 20s, mid 20s. But
yeah, but so just imagine if you spend 2 years with somebody, you don't have any children yet, and now you either really like this person or you don't like them at all. Just don't go renew your license. You can walk away. Now, if you got kids, that's a different story. But
my thing is,
in this scenario, I'm just saying that there needs to be a better process. And I was watching a video the other day. It was very profound for a woman to be saying this.
Yeah.
And she was saying that, no one teaches you how to deal with mental, with situations that arise. I don't know about you, but I pretty much grew up in a lot of depression, a lot of survival type of actions. I never really felt safe around people when I was younger. So, and that's why I was always kind of clingy to people, which is just, it's kind of the opposite, which doesn't make sense, but that's just what happened. But, 2 years, 2 years is enough time for you to get to know somebody, whether or not you want to have kids, let alone spend the rest of your life together. But, like I said, if you got a marriage license, if you don't renew it, you just don't renew it. That way you ain't got to worry about, no nasty divorce, paying all these lawyers all this money. Shoot, man, one of my divorces cost me $7,000.
Now, to me, my envisioning of like those first 2 years, right? If they have no kids, then more than likely that man should be working at least 60 to 70 hours a week. So he should be always outside the home. And if the woman is happens to be working, then yeah, she could probably work part-time or probably just work 40 hours a week. But that's going to be the time for her to kind of hone in her domestic skills, her culinary skills. So that way, by the time that they do have kids, then that concept won't be, it won't be so foreign to her. So So yeah, and as far as him being outside the household for 60, 70, 80 hours a week, that's gonna have the opportunity for them to kind of miss each other. So like by the time he comes home, he's gonna like appreciate what she's doing inside the household, and then that's gonna make more time for them to kind of like more opportunities for them to save up more money if they choose to go on vacations and enjoy each other even more. I mean, it's all beneficial, but if two people in those first 2 years is just working a bare minimum part-time to 40 hours a week, and they constantly at home have more opportunities to kind of like bicker over little things, then yeah, of course it would more likely fail. But my thing is the male, he should be working literally all the time, while the woman should be honing in her domestic skills. So, but yeah, I know that sounds sexist. That sounds outside the normal order, but I mean, that's solutions to me.
So, like I said, we live in a very sexist, sexual war society.
Well, wait, what's so sexist about it?
Sexist about America?
Yeah.
America, you got women trying to walk around like they're men and trying to act like they're men. That's sexist.
Oh, that's
sexist. It means you're trying to be somebody that you're not. You're trying to act like the opposite sex than what you are.
I won't call that sexist. Like sexist. Sexist is more of one sex, quote unquote, dominating like another sex. As far as,
and like I said, the L's and the B's are trying to dominate the sexual drive of women, and they're trying to keep them away from men. And they're doing it by all kind of different reasons. They are sexist.
I think that's more of a...
Or, you know what? You call it feminist, sexist, whatever.
That's misandry, but I won't call it sexist.
You know, the reason why a lot of men these days don't even want to get married to women is because of
It's the state hovering over their business. Divorce court or family court. That's what keeps men, who got something to lose from getting married. It's not really because of women per se. Even though women,
and we're not worried about losing. We're not, and that's the. I'm glad you just said it too. We're not worried about losing a woman. We're afraid of losing our children.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We have a really good reason to fear losing our children, because a lot of women take our children away from us, and it's because they're mad that we're not with them no more.
Yeah, that's a huge factor.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm telling you, man. I mean, you have women out here that are enlisting other women that have a husband. Some women are taking their husbands away from women. And you got some of these women out here who are taking women or wives away from their husbands. It happened in 2000. It happened in 2010 when Barack Obama changed the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" repeal. A bunch of married women left their husbands and moved in with women in the military.
Oh wow! Was that like a huge epidemic going on?
Look, once they came out and said you can be openly gay, all the closet women, they left their closets and they moved in with women. So they went out of their man's closet, because they was in the closet at their man's house, and they went into their woman's living room and bedroom.
Okay, so that was more of their personal lives, but as far as the overall mission of the military, was that like at a deficit as far as the perception, as far as the way that like men and women were like working their actual jobs in the military? I mean, set aside a personal lives as far as why women left their husbands, but as far as the actual mission, as far as their day job, their MOSs. Was that compromised in any way?
I don't have that data, and I don't know, so I'm not going to speak on what I don't know.
Okay.
But all I know is that I have friends who didn't even know that their spouses were gay, And as soon as they changed that law, they was out the house. They was packing up and leaving.
I could imagine.
And they took their kids with them too.
Yes.
And they moved in. And they moved in with their girlfriend. The girl who had been their girlfriend all the time.
Yeah.
The homegirl. Yeah, that was really her undercover girlfriend.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been doing that shit. They still do that shit. And not just in the military, outside the military too.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Wait. I could imagine. As far as that, like affecting someone's psyche, their self-esteem. Yes, it probably will like affect their day job, because that's going to be hovering over their mind, their consciousness all the time. At least during that brief time after the breakup, and plus if there's kids involved, then yes, of course that's going to affect their job performance.
If the kids are involved, it's not going to be brief. It could be lifetime.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
It could be lifetime, and for a lot of men, it is lifetime. So I just think that people, not just men, even though I'm pro man, because don't nobody really got our back the way they're supposed to. A lot of women out here, they try to support you, but they're overwhelmed by all this all this female, all this female testosterone, battle within themselves. But I mean, I'm sure you've been seeing all the skits and everything. Like, I just saw one where this guy would open the door for this girl, and she walked out looking at him like, "Why'd you do that?" So he pushed it back in there and was like, "Say thank you."
Well, chivalry is dead.
I mean, women say they want chivalry, but then when you show it to them, a lot of them, I mean, like, it's like you can't win as a man in this country no more.
Well, they want chivalry from a man that they want it from, but they don't want chivalry from any man out there.
Okay, well, look, I was taught to open the door for a woman, no matter who she was.
Yeah, I mean, we all grew up in different generations, so.
Right, but I'm saying, when I open the door now, sometimes, and I can even be with my wife, and I'll still open the door for a lady and then let her go in after her.
Yeah, same here, yeah.
Right, yeah. But some of these wives are looking like, what you opening the door for her first? Look, I'm letting that bitch get in first, and then I got my queen, so I can protect you.
I mean,
so yeah, I'll let the motherfucking bottom ones go in first.
I mean, I wouldn't call them bees. Like,
look, this is entertainment, man. I'm just talking shit. All right. All I'm saying is now, and the reason why I'm saying these licenses, like, bro, if you're a CDL driver and you have a DUI and you crash your car, you lose your license. But it's not but the purpose of taking your license is not because you had it's not because you were drinking, it's because you had an accident and you were unresponsible. Because people do that shit all the time. But if you get caught, you lose your license. If you get caught on your spouse, you should lose your license. And it shouldn't take no fucking 3 years and no divorce and $20,000 and you still can't see your kids at the end.
Yeah,
because they got better resources than we got. All I'm saying, man, is a message to men. When you're dating a woman, a lady, a girl, whatever you want to call her, give her 2 years to see if she deserves your marriage license. And if she don't deserve it, don't give it to her. Because a lot of women act like they're going to do something better after they get the license. Nah. You got to earn this damn driver. You got to earn this marriage license.
Yeah.
Anything for the women. For us, we need to deserve their marriage license.
Yeah, another factor that like men fear is the whole bait and switch. So like the woman is used to doing a certain thing prior to the marriage, and then once she jumps the broom, then it's gonna be this bait and switch in which she like stops dialing up. She gains a lot of weight. Now this is prior to even having kids. I mean, she may start
Right.
to lose herself before kids, but if the woman have kids and she gains weight, obviously that's going to happen. But unfortunately for black women, it's harder for them to shed that weight after they have kids. Because I be seeing these white women out in these yoga pants, jogging with their kids and
I mean, you got black
and-
women out here doing that too.
I mean, but
See,
I don't see that often though. I don't see it often. I see white women exercising after they pop that baby out.
All right, look, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying what I'm going to say next, but not. Well, first of all, this ain't no color thing, because either you're lazy or you ain't.
Yeah.
And a woman knows that when she gets pregnant, she's going to gain some weight. And if you want to look back the way you looked before, you can't be sitting there eating, ding dongs and eating, McDonald's and fattening foods and sitting around and not working out.
Yeah.
You gotta get your lazy ass up and go for a walk, or get on a treadmill. And see, like my neighborhood is very diverse.
Mine
We
is
got
too.
fat, we got black, look, we got fat, white, black, Hispanic women walking up and down the street, and then we got the ones that are fit. We got the ones with the baby strollers, and you got the ones with the running strollers.
Yeah.
It all depends on the person.
Yeah.
I bought gym memberships for some of my exes that got a little heavy, but they was lazy, so they didn't use it.
Now,
But I sure didn't pay for the membership though.
Now, like when I used to go to the gym, because I have my own little home gym now, but when I was going to Planet Fitness, I be seeing like the white girls, they be running the rubber off the damn treadmills.
Yeah.
They are wearing out their Stairmaster. But as far as the black girls, they're just walking the treadmill on their cell phone, not really putting any real effort into the into the workout or whatever. But the Hispanics, the white women, they be working their asses off, and that's unfortunate to say. I mean, I've seen this in person.
I mean, I've seen more black women who have children that don't work out than women that don't have children. Like the ones, like the gym rats at the gym here, most of them are single mothers. The ones you see on the street with the stroller,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But that's why you need the 2-year marriage license law, man. I'm telling you. Like after 2 years, like, no, I don't want to renew this marriage. I don't want to renew this license. I've had enough.
Okay, so you want a 2-year premarital license time
Yeah,
frame.
like a driver's permit.
Okay.
You're allowed to live together legally. You're allowed to do everything as a married person except for have children. And at any time you want to revoke this license, you can. So if she's hissing at him and making him feel like garbage, or if she's putting his hands on him, or if he's putting his hands on her, you go right down to the marriage license place and say, look, I don't want this license no more. I'm done.
Okay, so you're pretty much kind of advocating for 2-year marriage licenses, right?
Yeah.
2-year term.
2 years of a marriage permit.
Okay.
Then the marriage license. And then the license got to get renewed every 4 years, just like a driver's license. So if you don't like your situation, you can leave for it without feeling like threatened. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep on dragging people in court, trying to take all their money. Trying to get custody of your kids. Your kids belong to both of y'all.
Yeah.
One thing I tell people these days, and I really don't give a damn if you like it or not, but I created my children. Me and their mothers created those children. We are their creators. And when you create a person with the wrong person, then who's gonna always have a problem? It's gonna be that child. you got absence you have absence of a father, because most of the time it's the father. So I want to speak on that. You know, you don't have nobody, making sure the kids are doing what they want to do.
Well, yeah, man. Let's go ahead and close it out. And what's your last parting shots in regards to this hypothetical, marriage term limits that you kind of proposed?
So I just want to say this. People, listen up. I don't care how good sex is with somebody. I don't care how pretty they look. How much swag they got. How many friends they got. All that. Treat the person that you meet like you're on a training mission. And this person has to prove themselves to you. And if they don't prove themselves to you, don't get married to them. Because it's not going to work out for you, and it's definitely ain't going to work out for your kids. They're going to be the ones that suffer the most, your children. And they don't deserve that shit. They really don't.
Yeah, that's the downside to when marriages end. Is really the kids that lose out. I'm a firm believer of the nuclear family. That's the best way for the kids to kind of like be brought up, be raised. With both parents in the household, you got the yin and the yang. You got the nurturing feminine aspect, and you got the disciplinary masculine aspect, and it makes for a more balanced kid as they get older, and their worldview would kind of dictate that. Right now, with these mostly single female-headed households, a lot of these kids are very emotional. They don't know how to practice conflict resolution. They think
they haven't been taught that.
You said what?
I said, just like the video I was telling you about the young lady, we haven't been taught to deal with conflict.
Yeah.
In society or within ourselves in the black family. We don't know how to, we haven't been taught conflict resolution, or we haven't been taught, there's certain things you do and don't do with the opposite sex.
Right.
Or everyone's entitled to their opinion, but as long as you as long as your opinion doesn't hurt anybody.
Right. Everything Everything has intentions and context, and no matter how much our views may be barbaric or cavemanish, we do mean well. I mean, we both are married, we have kids, and we want what's best for the community. So, well, yeah, man, that's all I got.
Well, I can say, I'm glad I'm not a caveman, because I didn't have to knock somebody over the head and drag them into no cave, but also ain't putting no gun to their head either.
Yeah, but that was the social order of the caveman days, so that was quite normal. So, but yeah, we have a conscience and we have feelings, and but yeah, there's a moral obligation for us to kind of like treat each other better today versus back in the day. So, but yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right, man.
Y'all, this is the Cornerstone Podcast. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the content. And this is Rob and the Chief Bullhead. We'll see y'all for another one.
All right, cool.
All right, man. Peace.